Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on a overcast yet warm Friday. 61 degrees as I speak to you right now, a whole lot warmer than it has been in the last few days. And I know a guy that's really happy about that because he doesn't need Miami Beach, but you might need to. You need to relax. It's only a drive away. We're talking about Miami Beach, Florida. Yes, that Miami Beach with its 7 miles of beaches, Miami Beach with its international cuisine, Miami Beach with its art and culture. That's right, you could win a hotel stay in Miami and a tank full of gas. But you can only win if you call in and give us your name and phone number. Just call 352-732-8000. That's 352-732-8000 from your friends here at WOCA The Source. Paradise is only a drive away, and I'm sure he's driving now too. But he's got to be a little happier with the way the weather is today. Even though it's overcast, it's warmer. Galen Unall from Life South. Just Galen, you got to be in a better mood with the weather today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I'm already in the office today, so yeah, already working.
Oh, you already made it into the office. So you're in Ocala today or Gainesville?
No. I'm up in Gainesville. Got a meeting here at 8:30 that I'm prepping for.
Oh, look at you doing a little prep work.
Woo! I know, man. It's almost like I'm a professional or something.
Calm down. Let's not push it, okay?
That's right.
It's not pushing. Not pushing.
No, no reason.
So any weekend plans this weekend with the fam or anything?
Well, tonight I'm going to go to the football game at Booster Stadium.
Are you broadcasting that game?
No.
Let's talk about
huge
that.
Problem with the all right, we can. So the FHSAA
are greedy bastards.
Well, they are, and we went back and forth with them, and it came down to they were upset that we were using my camera, which if anybody who watches the broadcast knows, I don't even move it, but we broadcast via YouTube because the audio quality is better, one, and then secondly, it means I don't have to pay someone to sit in the studio and work the board.
Right.
Because you could turn the broadcast on and off remotely. And so that's basically the reason why we do it. Well, the FHSAA found out that we live streamed it, in the middle of a pandemic, and we only pay $50 for the rights
instead of $250.
No, $500.
$500.
Yes, $500 is what it cost us to do this broadcast for us to do the live stream. So all week, they sent me an email on Monday because I requested permission and they denied me. Right? I'm like, why? And they're like, well, you did a live stream. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then, I had Dan call. I had my partner John Ivory, who is a troll, call, and it, to be honest with you, it fell apart really quickly. It became an absolute train wreck because then they were like, well, we don't like the fact that you were making fun of officials or being derogatory towards officials, and it became a real thing, and it became much bigger, much quicker than I anticipated, about more than just the $500, which we're not going to pay. Here we are, and this is my bottom line. Here we are. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Booster Stadium can hold maybe 10,000 people. I think they're
gonna allow 3,800 in the game.
Well, and they sold out, right? So here we are in the middle of a pandemic, and all of our officials, including our schools, are saying, "Hey, stay away from each other. Do all of these things." And here we are trying to do a service to these kids because how many grandparents aren't going to be comfortable going to a game so they can't watch their son? And I want to be very clear. This could become the biggest game in Marion County. In Marion County, not that a Marion County team has played, but in Marion County in the last 20 years. Maybe since the Buchholz game with Vanguard and, back in 1995. This could be that level of game, right? And here we are. We're just trying to broadcast it for free. And, and we ran into some major problems. And and that's really where it sits.
You know what I found petty when I read John's post on it last night, because John Ivory put a post out about it last night, and when I read the post, I went, that's just the FHSAA coming up with reasons to deny somebody something because they feel like they have the power to do so. There's no other reason. In a pandemic and everything, you're showing a grainy, you're using a camera, it's a high definition camera, but from your vantage point with a stagnant camera, all you can see are people moving on a field. You can't recognize who's who or anything unless the audio's with it to kind of give you. So the live stream is useless to me. I'm listening to the audio. For the FHSAA then to come in and say, well, you were critical of officials, and well, you were this, and well, shut the hell up.
And that's exactly right. You're first of all, you're a public official. George Tommen, former superintendent, he lost re-election, and he only won the first time. And I said this on the air, and I think he heard this, and I think he took exception to it.
He's a crybaby now. He's a whiny crybaby.
Right. He only won the first time because Yancey said he should win.
Right, 100%.
Yancey's successor, and I think Yancey's probably one of the best superintendents this county's had. His family is well known within the community. His daughter's now the principal of Bellevue, and we talked about that. And again, to me, the broadcast is just a conversation. It's about more than the game. We talk about, much like your show, we talk about what's going on in the world. Heck, one halftime we talked about the election for 20 minutes because that's the way I like to do the show because I want to make it entertaining. And the fact that they had an issue with this, boggles my mind. And this isn't – I've been broadcasting football games, high school football games with the FHSAA since 87 was my first broadcast with my father. My father goes back, his first game within Marion County was in 1972, right? He did the Lake Weir State Championship.
Right.
When they won basketball in back-to-back years. So it's not like we don't love, and I don't love the high school athletes. But I'm going to, and I've had many coaches come up to me and say I've been critical of them. Absolutely. Farmer and I last year went back and forth on his fourth down decisions against the Orlando Jones game.
I've said
that's part of it.
I said numerous times when I did radio here for 5.5 years, high school football, I was as critical on the referee as you would ever get. Not once did the FHSAA say a word to me because I played football. See, sometimes I think, depending on who's in charge, like at the time, when Craig Damon transitioned from North Marion to FHSAA, well, I played the game. I know the game intimately because I've been on the field all the way through college. So I think that they overlooked some stuff I did. But George Tommen, here's my issue with what's going on now. George Tommen gets his feelings hurt too easy. And what I mean by that is I can go back and show you. I said when he won the election the first time, and 2 weeks after the election, he made 2 steps, and I came on the radio with Buddy Martin on the Voice of Ocala, and I said, George Tommen just 2 weeks into his administration as superintendent, he just made sure he doesn't win re-election as long as they don't run a dead person against him. And the reason was, the reason is he fired Wally Wagner and he moved Donna Green, Dr. Donna Green, over to a principal at Fessenden. The same Dr. Green that is now the superintendent of Duval County Schools.
Correct.
George Tommen's a whiny, grudge-holding baby. And I said it.
Yeah. And again, it's Dan Martone called him. We had conversations, and it's like, well, you live stream. I'm like, let me explain why. And if you don't want us to do that again, I'll just point my phone at lay it on the counter, and there won't be a video, but we're going to still do it via YouTube. But again, it's the FHSAA, and I've had issues, and this isn't my first run in. I got a letter a couple of years ago, and I don't care. I don't care. And the only games they care about
are
their
games.
Playoff games because that's when they get their money. And again, this is an organization that took $400,000 of bailout money because of the pandemic, right? But it's okay for them to take $400,000 of my taxpayer dollars, but they want my $500 from a radio station that's doing a public service by broadcasting these games. They should be paying me to do these games. Last year, and this is the other thing, I have been broadcasting via YouTube every playoff game for the last 5 years. Every playoff game we've done has been on YouTube, and you can go find it right now, which they found on Monday, or really, I think it was over the weekend. They found them all, and at one point they said, we should really charge you $500 for every one of these games.
Yeah, hope you can
try.
Yeah, send the invoice there, pal.
Yeah.
See how that works out for you.
And so what? Again,
we did it. If they want to do that, if they want to do that, they can go back to 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, because we broadcast via Skype over YouTube.
Correct, and that's what we originally did, and we were like, oh, let's just do YouTube Live. And last year during the Orlando Jones game, we had at one point, when I go back and look, I don't know, we had like 10,000 views of it. And again, not everybody can get to the game. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Whether we agree we should be shut down or not is a different issue, but we are, right? And again, if I could bring this game where people could listen to it who can't get to the game, you would think the FHSA in these times would say, let's just get it done. But instead,
you criticize.
They let their ego get in the way of what's good. And,
let's clear it up.
And I hope people understand that.
They didn't let their ego. One person let their ego because you criticized them on the radio.
Yeah, and again, it was we went to the very top because George Tomlin is a Marion County resident. I hope he's listening, and I hope right now, and he'll never admit it because that's not the kind of person he is.
No.
But I hope right now he's like, man, maybe I should have taken the high ground. And by the way, I want to make it very clear, I'm not apologizing for the trolls' activity. When he did it, I looked at him and I said, we were in the broadcast booth because he sent a tweet. I said, I just wish you hadn't attacked the FHSAA. He goes, and he's like, they're sensitive. I'm like, I agree. You're completely right. But that's what came back. And with John Ivory, and I do like him. I consider him a friend. He's a ride or die. He's going to do things that you're not going to agree with.
Are you ready for this? Watch this. Hey, if you're out there listening and you think high school football should not be stopped, but it has been because the FHSAA has become a Marxist group, call them at 352-372-9551 and tell them what you think. Once again, the FHSAA, they're located at 1801 Northwest 80th Boulevard in Gainesville, 352-372-9551. Call them and tell them, put football on in Marion County, damn it.
Yeah, and again, that's exactly right. So
don't screw with Tom. I'll get after people. I love it.
So just to let you know, we've had conversations with the principals of Vanguard. My kids go to Vanguard. I think Steve Budnick does a good job. I like the principal of Vanguard.
Don't give Budnick. Do not give Budnick credit, please.
No, but I do think they work their ass.
I'm kidding. Budnick's a great guy. I'm kidding. I'm breaking here. Budnick's a great guy.
Yeah. And so, when I talked to Mr. Carlisle, the principal, and John did, because he and John, and I told John, I said, I'm not going to do anything to put those two individuals at risk, because there's a lot more sports that are played via the FHSAA than football, including basketball, which my son plays. And I do not want my son's basketball career to be, impacted because of this. And these people hold grudges. And so we talked to Mr. Carlisle and said, hey, if you tell us you want us to broadcast, we'll broadcast. And, they can come after us all day long. And he goes, I just don't want to deal with it. I said, fair enough, done. So, because I'm not going to put those guys in that position.
I understand. Hey, let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk more about this. You're listening to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, Galen Unoff from Life South, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Gardens and Penn Flooring. We'll be right back after this timeout.
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Christmas in 2020 sure looks different than it has in years past.
I'm Crystal, and it's fair to say this year has been like no other for the healthcare and the whole community.
We want to thank our frontline staff who continue to care for our residents every day.
And thanks to the family members who have been unable to visit for so long.
We wish each and every one of you a blessed holiday season. Merry Christmas from Palm Garden.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. Galen Unoff from Life South joins us on the line. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, family owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30 plus years. Penn Flooring owes every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. Penn Flooring is a full service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs. Having experience in both commercial and residential fields, go by and check out their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or call them at 352-351-3420. Also, we'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Centers located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions about Palm Gardens or how they're handling the COVID-19, please call 352-854-6262. That's 352-854-6262. Galen Unoff's on the line with us. And before I get back to Galen, once again, if you want to comment to the FHSAA on why they should not deny the audio of a football game as important as Dunellen and Vanguard to see who goes to the Final Four. Maybe the most important football game since 1995, 25 years ago in this county. Call and give them your thoughts. 352-372-9551. Once again, that number, 352-372-9551. Hey, ask to talk to George Tomlin. See if he'll take your call.
Yeah, good luck with that. But, getting to the game tonight, it's going to be pretty incredible. These two are arguably the two of the most talented teams in the county since that game in '95 with Buchholz. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be great.
Well, the regular season game was come down to the last play of the game, didn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting with when LJ caught that ball in the end zone. So, again, Trent Townsend's going to be he's a special quarterback. If you haven't gotten to see him, got to check him out. And, of course, Rucker, who's going to Florida next year, is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a great game. I have a score picked out, but I usually don't share it. I think Vanguard wins. I think it's going to be a lot more low-scoring than people think. But these are two teams that know each other very well. They've split the last three, or Dunellen's won 2 of the last 3 games, but Vanguard won the one that mattered in the playoffs last year. They beat Dunellen, and I think Vanguard wins again. So I think Farmer finally gets over the hump because they've been in this game the last 4 years. This is 5 years in a row that the Vanguard Knights have made it to the regional finals. No other team in the state has done that over that time frame. So this is a really good team that Coach Farmer's built.
Edwin's my friend. I think Edwin's a very good football coach in the regular season and the early rounds of the playoffs. I think sometimes he gets out-coached when it gets to these final 8 games, these final 8 teams. And I know he beat Dunellen last year. Price is going to be ready for Price, and his team's going to be ready for Dunellen. But I still think Vanguard wins football game. But I got to go with history and say they'll get to the Final Four, and there'll be one or two coaching calls that I'll take an exception with that Edwin Farmer does.
Well, last year I think Dunellen didn't have the talent that Vanguard does, but I think when you look at Dunellen this year, Trent Townsend's a junior now. He's been in this game before, or been in the playoffs before, so I think he'll be ready. Again, but I think this is the year that Farmer gets over the hump. If he can get, two things have to happen for Vanguard to win. If these two things happen, they will win the football game. One, they cannot get destroyed by personal fouls the way they have historically. And I'm not talking like one or two. I'm talking about 4 or 5 personal foul calls, all at the wrong time, that can give momentum to Dunellen. The second thing that has to happen is the moment can't get too big for the offensive play call. Defensively, Vanguard can stand up to anybody. But offensively, on that 4th and 1 call, don't outthink it. Don't try to be the smartest person in the room. Just get the first down and move on.
Don't Pete Carroll it. Don't throw the ball at the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl.
That's right. All right. Well, I got to get out of here. I got a conference call. So
you got a
conference today.
Where is the Bloodmobile?
Hey, we're at the actual U.S. Army Reserves, and then we're also out in Dunellen. But come by and see us all week. We're still in critical need of all blood types. This is usually always a struggle for us, but COVID not allowing us to have blood drives all over where we usually do, mostly schools and things like that, has really made it tough. So come by the Boulevard right there at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard and give the Life Donate blood.
Thanks, Galen. Sorry about the game tonight, but I'll keep hammering I'll keep hammering the FHSAA all day.
Yeah, all day. Do it.
It's what I do, pal.
Right, have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Galen Unall from Life South, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring and Palm Garden. Really, I mean, seriously, the fact that because you're using YouTube and it's technically a live stream, when it's audio on the radio, nobody's sitting at home watching the YouTube feed in their living room on the big screen going, oh, look at there, 87 just had a great tackle. Nobody's doing that. So the FHSAA and George Tomlin in particular, because he listens and he hears when he gets insulted, and he's a little baby at times when he feels like somebody slighted him. He won't talk to me when he sees me in public. He ignores me now because I call it like it is. That's a George Tomlin problem, not a me problem. But call FHSAA 352-372-9551. Call them and say, hey, jackasses. There's a pandemic going on. I can't get to the stadium because there's only 3,800 people allowed in. So I was going to listen to my son or my grandson or my nephew. I was going to listen to all them the game on WOCA, and you and all your infinite jackass wisdom decided not to let it happen. Call them. 352-372-9551. I'm going to put a post up on Facebook about it later today. I'm going to call incessantly. Matter of fact, I may call during the break just for something to do. This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a Friday. It's an overcast day, but a lot warmer than it was yesterday or the day before. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're right out here by the Paddock Mall. There's some sort of event going on at the Paddock Mall because it's open this morning and people are going in and out. There was a large crowd of people here when I got here. I don't know if there's a shoe sale or what's going on, Bed Bath & Beyond, or I don't know. Something's going on, though. Come out and check it out, the Paddock Mall, and wave at me in the window at WOCA. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, the source.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Yep.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Trump's legal efforts to overturn the results of Nevada's presidential election will be decided Friday after Carson City District Court Judge James Russell said he wanted more time to review the evidence presented. The evidence shows tens of thousands of voters had cast multiple ballots or lived out of state or were deceased at the time of the election. The judge will report back by 10 a.m. Pacific, giving enough time for parties to potentially appeal to the Nevada Supreme Court. In Georgia, a hostile governor towards President Trump's election fraud claims has changed his tune. Republican Brian Kemp now says there should be a signature audit of Georgia ballots. Thursday night, security videos were released with shocking images. It shows poll supervisors closing down counts for the night. After everyone left, 4 poll workers stayed behind, pulling out numerous suitcases from under tables. For several hours, they inputted the ballots from the suitcases without supervisors or poll observers. USA Radio News.
Extendivite 7-herb formulation is approved to help maintain cardiovascular health and help lower blood lipid levels in adults. Extendivite is made from hawthorn, garlic, valerian, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, and milk thistle. The herbs in Extendivite have been chosen for their ability to help with overall health. Many people have reported improved energy and stamina in just a few months. If you think you could feel just a little bit better, then Extendivite may just be for you. Extendivite is an all-natural supplement. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To order, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. That's HEARTDROP.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie thank you for another successful year and to wish you and yours a year ahead full of health, faith, and compassion. In addition to our pasture mowing, we also offer fence line spraying for weed control and rototilling for your winter gardens. We are family owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm ready. Powell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
Hi, my name is Tuxon. Is your junk getting in your way? Are you having trouble walking around your junk? Find out how we can remove your junk by listening in on Monday, December 7th at 8:35 a.m. right here on WOCA, The Source. And find out how Q&Q Removal can remove your junk. It might sound hard to you, but we do the heavy lifting for you at Q&Q Removal. Again, that's December 7th at 8:35 a.m. right here on WOCA.